I've been running email marketing for e-commerce brands since 2015, and I've generated over $300 million in revenue for over 50 e-commerce brands. At this point, I've basically seen it all. And if you're gonna be using Klaviyo in 2025 and beyond, there are very important things you need to know to successfully scale your business. In this video, I'm going to condense my last 10 years of email marketing experience and compress it into just one video, so you can avoid all the costly mistakes I've made and actually scale your brand profitably from day one. I'm going to show you literally everything that I've done so you can test your way from zero all the way to 30 to 40% of your total revenue coming from email. Let's dive into it. So the first pillar of email marketing is list growth. And list growth is king in 2025, because here's the brutal truth. Most people who click on your ad and land on your website aren't going to buy straight away. Without a solid way to capture their info and to get them on your email list, they will leave without leaving a trace, and you have to retarget them with super expensive retargeting ads. So you want to make sure that you build a high converting sign-up form that converts 8 to 12% of your website traffic into an email subscriber. That's the golden range that can triple your email marketing revenue. And the average e-commerce business has only a sign-up rate of 1 to 3%. And oftentimes they just use the basic templates from Klaviyo itself. And trust me, those are not sign-up rates that you want to settle for. The foundation of a high converting sign-up form is a compelling offer. So always ask yourself, would I sign up for this newsletter with this specific offer? And if your answer is not yes, then of course your website traffic will also not say yes, and they won't sign up for your newsletter. So always give them a compelling offer. And in general, from what I've seen, anything less than 10% off won't move the needle, unless you have like a high AOV store. Then sometimes even 5% really well. But if you're running a high AOV store, I would suggest is testing a dollar amount versus a percentage off. Because from what I have seen, a dollar amount off works best if your AOV is above the $150. But my personal favorite is the mystery discount angle. So when people sign up for your email list, they don't know the specific discount that they will be getting. Let me show you an example of a high converting sign-up form with this mystery discount angle. So we're in our demo account in Klaviyo, and this is an example, a high converting sign-up form that we made for Nike. Again, this is just an example. So what you see in here is that before we ask for the email address, we first want to ask for permission and if they're even interested in a mystery discount. So we say, you've got a mystery discount, and then people can click on claim my deal, or no thanks, I will rather pay full price. So giving people two options that they can claim their mystery discount, or we're giving them the option to pay full price. Of course, people don't like to pay full price, so it's way more likely that they will click on claim my deal. You might wonder, okay, why don't you just ask for the email address straight away? Well, we've split tested this many times before, and this micro yes step, as we call it, makes sure that people are way more likely to fill in their email address later, because they're giving their commitment to a small step. And research has shown, and again, we've split tested this many times for our own clients. If people give their commitment at the first step, they're way more likely to give the commitment to the second step and the third step. That's why this micro yes step works just really well. Always make sure to split test this for your own brand as well. So this is the micro yes step. Then we have the email opt-in, where we say claim your mystery discount, a simple input field, enter email here, simple call to action button that's big, claim my deal, and again, no thanks, I will rather pay full price. After that, we also have an SMS opt-in. So if you're also doing SMS, definitely recommend it to have a multi-step form and don't ask the phone number in the first step already. So we say one last step, enter your phone number here, claim my deal, and no thanks, I'll rather pay full price. So people are under the impression that they need to fill in the phone number to get the discount. But in reality, if they go to the email opt-in and already fill in their email address in here, they're already signed up for your email list. So you already got the email address, you can already start emailing them. But now you also want to make sure that you can send them text messages. That's the goal of this multi-step form, and that's why this just works way better, asking for the phone number and the email address in the same step. And then finally, of course, we have the success page. So your discount is on its way. Check your inbox for the confirmation message with your discount code. Didn't receive an email within 5 minutes? Check your promotions folder or spam box. So this is just a simple example of a high converting sign-up form. So definitely check this out. And of course, this is already like a good base to start with. But the most important thing with having a sign-up form is that you start A/B testing different elements, because what works for brand A might not work for brand B. And the highest impact A/B tests to run are, first of all, your offer. That's the biggest needle mover. but also testing the micro yes versus not having a micro yes step, various time delays that when you show the sign up form, a pop-up form versus a full page form, different headline copy, call to action button variants, different micro copy approaches, color schemes, using a site image versus a pop-up form that doesn't use a site image. And of course, you could split test different SMS sign up angles, see what works best to get people on your SMS list. And when you start evaluating your results, you have to take a holistic approach. You don't just want to look at your sign up rate, but you also want to take a look at the conversion rate of your welcome series flow and the attributed revenue. For example, it could be that when you're testing different time delays, you're getting a lower sign up rate in the end because you're showing it to more people. You end up with more sign up email subscribers. So what is what you want? Do you want a higher sign up rate or do you want more subscribers? That's just one example. Also, let's say you're offering a mystery discount angle. It could work better than just a 10% off angle. But if in the end the conversion on your welcome series flow is way lower, then it might make more sense to offer the 10% off. So always take a look at different elements and different data points. So that's the first pillar of email marketing. Now let's continue with the second pillar of email marketing, which are your email flows. So as mentioned before, most people who go to your website won't make a purchase immediately. You might wonder why. Well, simply due to the fact that people don't know your brand yet. So you need to build trust with them. Today's customers are bombarded with options. Every single day there's a new e-commerce store popping up with like the most beautiful promises for them. And that's exactly where your email flows come into play, because they're basically your 24/7 sales team. Email flows are automations that you can send based on certain triggers on your website. And we all know the abandoned cart reminder, for example. When someone is adding a product to their cart, now you can send them an email to make sure that they will do the purchase and buy the product that they've added to the cart. So your email flows are working behind the scenes to build trust with your potential customers, overcome objections, and to drive consistent revenue on autopilot. So they're basically a set email sequences that will retarget people in every phase of the customer journey. And when set up correctly, these email flows can take up 30 to 50% of your email marketing revenue. So they can transform your email marketing into a predictable revenue generating machine. It runs on autopilot 24/7. And if I was starting a brand from scratch today, these would be the 9 core flows that I would focus on. First of all, the welcome series. So this is the flow that we send to new email subscribers where we give away the discount that we've promised them in the sign-up form. Next up, the site abandonment flow. So this is a flow that we send to people who've been on your website but not on the product page. So in this case, we want to be their shop assistant and guide them towards different product categories, collections, or specific products if you want. Then we have the browse abandonment flow. So this is the flow that we send to the so-called window shoppers. So the people who've been on a product page, but they didn't add that product to their cart. And we see this all the time, that people are comparing your products versus products from your competitors. That's why it's so key to have a good browse abandonment flow in place. So you can nurture them, build trust with them, overcome their objections, and get them back to your store so they can buy your product. Next up is the cart abandonment flow. So this is the obvious one, the flow that will retarget the people that have added a product to the cart, but they didn't start the checkout. And the next one is the checkout abandonment flow. And this is a flow that people often forget. This is a flow that will retarget the people who add a product to the cart. They started the checkout, but didn't finish it. So that's a difference with the cart abandonment flow. The difference is that checkout abandonment flow, the people have already started the checkout. Always make sure that you have both flows in place. And I see this go wrong all the time. Next up is the post-purchase flow. So this is a flow that you send right after the purchase. And the goal of this flow is to reduce the buyer's remorse, to reduce the returns of your products, to build excitement for the upcoming delivery, to give them information on how to use your product in the best possible way, and to cross-sell them with different items, increase the AOV and the customer lifetime value. Next up is the replenishment reminder. And basically what this flow will do is, let's say they bought something from your skincare brand and it takes them 30 days to use the product. After 25 days, you could already send them email with, hey, your product is almost done, buy again here. It's as simple as that. And in addition to that, you always want to make sure that you also have a customer win-back flow. So this is a flow that we typically send between 60 to 90 days after the last purchase. And with this flow, we want to win them back. So we want to get them back to your store. And especially for first-time buyers, this is a really important flow, because the most tricky part for an e-commerce brand is to get a first-time buyer in, to get them to buy again. So to get them as a returning customer. That's why the customer win-back flow is so important. And the last flow is the sunset unengaged flow. And this flow won't generate any revenue for your brand, but with this flow, we will email unengaged people who haven't engaged with your emails or with your website in the last 90 to 120 days, and want to email them with, hey, do you still want to receive our email? If they open the email and they still want to receive our emails, we can start sending them email campaigns again. Or if they don't open the email again, then we can automatically suppress them, so you have less active profiles on your Klaviyo account. So that's better for your email deliverability, and it will save you some costs on your Klaviyo bill. So these 9 flows will drive the majority of your email marketing revenue, and they will give you the best return on your time investment. So I highly encourage you to focus on these 9 flows. The next pillar are your email campaigns. So of course, we already discussed the email flows, which are automated sequences, but of course we also got the email campaigns. So the one-off sends that you can do to send emails to your email primers. So many e-commerce brands get this part wrong. So let's start with the most controversial question. How many emails should you send on a weekly basis? Well, we've tested this extensively over 50 plus e-commerce brands within our own agency. And what we have seen is that the sweet spot is to send 3 to 4 email campaigns per week, because this frequency will keep your brand top of mind without hurting your email deliverability and without being perceived as spam by your target audience. So you stay relevant, your engagement remains high, and you avoid the heavy churn that comes with over emailing. But frequency is only half of the equation. What you send is the other half. And here's where most brands get it wrong. They focus way too much on giving away discounts all the time. And trust me, no one likes to receive buy now emails all the time. Also not from your brand. And constantly discounting your products actually creates something that we call sales resistance. And it will only train your customers to wait for the next sale. So instead, you have to build a campaign strategy that's built around these 7 types of email campaigns. So your promo/special offers, but use them sparingly, your holiday/special events, product launches, product highlights, social proof, value-based emails, and company updates. These are typically the 7 buckets of email campaigns. And the key is to create a healthy mix of different types of emails. So you can start building engagement with your audience. People actually like to open your emails. Because remember, today's customers are cautious. So they need to trust you before they start buying from your brand. And earning trust isn't built overnight. Let me share some of my favorite non-discounted email campaigns that actually convert. So we have our testimonials and user-generated content. Social proof is incredibly powerful. So you want to showcase real customer reviews, before and after photos, or user testimonials. And this will build trust over time without having to say we're trustworthy, because that never helps. Next up are press mentions. So being featured in media outlets instantly boosts your credibility. So even a small mention in a relevant publication can already make a ton of difference for your credibility and will build trust with your potential customers. Next up is educational content. So blog highlights, research findings, or myths debunked emails work very, very well, because it shows you're an authority in your niche. And when subscribers learn something new from your brand, they're way more likely to trust your product recommendation. Next up are the frequently asked questions and the problem solution angle. So you want to identify common pain points that your target audience has. And then you want to present your product as the solution for their pain points. So these are just a couple of examples of email campaigns that just work and are way better than just sending discounted emails all the time. And the beauty of this approach is that you're providing value in every single email, but you're also subtly reminding your subscribers of your product. So you're not begging for sales, but you're building relationships with your potential customers that in the end will lead to more sales for your brand. And to implement this effectively, you need a content calendar where you can sketch out the different types of email campaigns that you want to send to your target audience. And you can do this with multiple software. Think of Notion, ClickUp, Asana, Monday, or even just a simple Google Sheet. It doesn't really matter as long as you keep track of the different types of emails that you send on specific moments. Again, 3 to 4 times a week. You want to make sure you have a plan so you don't have to scramble a newsletter at last minute. Now let's talk about the 4th pillar of email marketing, which is your email deliverability. Because okay, it's nice when you have all your core flows set up, when you're sending out 3 to 4 email campaigns a week, but if all your emails are landing in the spam box, it doesn't make sense. So that's why your email deliverability is so important. And the deliverability algorithms have gotten way smarter in 2025. So we need to be very careful about how we can maintain our sender reputation. And I'm seeing this more and more in 2025, that emails from e-commerce brands are landing in the spam folder. So you don't want to be that kind of e-commerce brand. And when we talk about email deliverability, the main thing that you should keep in mind is your sender reputation. It's really simple. Inbox providers like Gmail and Outlook won't send emails to the primary inbox that has a bad sender reputation. But you first of all need to make sure that you have a good sender reputation. Then your emails automatically won't land in the spam folder again. And you might wonder, okay, how do I even know that I have email deliverability issues? Well, the main KPI to look at is your open rate. If your open rates are going lower than 30%, then you know you have a deliverability issue. And ideally, you should be hitting 45% to 60% open rate. At least that's the range that we're in for our own clients and our agency. And to fix your deliverability issues, these are the 4 main areas that you should focus on. First of all, your technical setup. So this is the foundation that everything else builds on. And since last year, with Google's and Yahoo's new requirements, it's mandatory to have all of this in place. So you need, first of all, a branded sending domain. So you need to set up DNS records to set it up inside Klaviyo. You need a sender email address from that specific branded domain. And you need a DMARC record that's probably set up in your DNS set. And this might sound technical, but trust me, all of this is set up within 10 minutes. Just Google for Klaviyo branded sending domain and you'll find a specific guide with all the instructions that you need. The second step to boosting your email deliverability is to improve your email content. So you have to keep in mind that inbox providers like Gmail, they don't care about your e-commerce brand. Only thing that they care of are the users, so the user experience. So if people enjoy opening one of your emails, this will send a positive signal to Gmail. And guess what? Google will reward you and place your other emails in the primary inbox as well. It's that simple. So it's key to make sure that you're sending engaging content to your email subscribers, so they're more happy and more likely to open your emails. Again, that will send a positive signal to Gmail and Outlook. And now Gmail and Outlook will reward you and send more of your emails to the primary inbox. So make sure you're not just constantly discounting your products and sending discounted emails. Make sure you provide value and you give them entertainment. Especially on the long term, that's a way better solution. The third step to boosting your email deliverability is to clean your email list. And this is where most e-commerce brands drop the ball, because they rather like to have a big email list, even if it contains a lot of unengaged people. But let me tell you, it's not about having a massive email list. It's about the quality of your email list. It's way better to have a smaller email list with just engaged people than having a super large email list with a ton of unengaged people on it. And not just for your email deliverability, but also for your Klaviyo billing. Because if you have less active profiles, you're paying less to Klaviyo, just so you know. So here's a quick 5-step cleaning process that I would implement immediately. First of all, remove subscribers who haven't engaged with the brand in the last 180 days. Second of all, remove the subscribers who didn't receive an email in the last year. The third segment are people who haven't received an email at all time, and they've been on your email list for over a year. Fourth segment are people who have marked one of your emails as spam, so all of your emails are landing in their spam box. And the last segment that I would clean are the people with bounced emails. So after 1 hard bounce or after 4 soft bounces, I would get rid of them immediately. So after you've done this, so after you've suppressed those 5 segments, you now got an email list with somewhat engaged people. So your foundation is way better than before. So you've removed the dead weight, and that will already send a way better signal to Gmail and Outlook when you start emailing your email list. And the fourth and last step to boost your email deliverability is to build your email reputation. So in short, this means that we don't want to email your entire email list. You never want to do that. Usually as a base, we use the 90 days engaged segment. Let's say you start emailing to your 90 days engaged segment and your open rates are still below the 40%. I would recommend is to start off with sending emails to your 30 days engaged segment. Start emailing them for 2 weeks and see if your open rates go up. Are your open rates 50% or higher? Then after 2 weeks, you can increase segment to 45 days engaged or 60 days engaged. Then again, monitor the results. If your open rates are still 50% or up, after 2 weeks, you can expand it again. You repeat this process until you're at the 90 days engaged audience and your open rates are 50% plus. So basically what you're doing, you're saying to a really tight segment, people where you know that they're way more likely to actually open your email. So now when Gmail sees this, that your emails are way more likely to be opened, your sender reputation will go up, will be improved. So when you start expanding your segment to people who are less likely to open your emails, it will still make use of the better sender reputation, and those emails are more likely to land in the primary inbox and therefore more likely to be opened. So that's how you can build and work up your email reputation. And that's it. Now, everything that we discussed in this video was super broad. It was high level, it was the fundamentals, it was the core on what you need to know about email marketing in 2025. And yeah, I think it was one of the most complete guides that I've ever created. But if you want to go more into the technicals and the how-tos, I've created a full 3.5-hour email marketing course on my YouTube channel. So click on the link in the description to watch this full course. And even beyond that, I also made a full 275 pages long email marketing course that you can download for free. Again, click on the link in the description to download this free email marketing course. It will show you everything, all the 4 pillars that I've just discussed into full detail. And again, it's 100% free. All right, I hope you got value out of this video. Make sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel for more weekly content on email marketing for e-commerce brands. I hope to see you in the next video.